What is going on, beautiful people? Lee Hammock, your favorite. You can have a favorite diagnosed narcissist here with another episode today. Y'all, today we're talking about ghost lighting. I know you like, wait, Lee, ghost lighting? You mean gaslighting? Do you mean ghosting? No, I mean ghost lighting. It's when gaslighting meet and ghosting meet up in the club, have a party, both of them have a couple drinks, and they come home and have a baby. Ghostlighting. When narcissistic people, toxic people, whoever, right, they ghost you, but they come back and act like nothing ever happened. They try to trick you into thinking that you're crazy. They use ghosting as a part of gaslighting. They work in tandem. They work together in unison and whatnot, right? And you know what I'm talking about. You know, I think a lot of people have been ghosted. You understand what ghosting is, right? And you absolutely know the vibe. You know, a narcissist, toxic person, whoever it is, right, disappears. No call, no text, no WhatsApp, no Telegram, no Signal, no nothing, no Snapchat, no nothing. They just vanish off the face of the earth. They damn, no good night messages. They turn their location off. They gone for weeks, days, weeks, month, whatever, right? Any indiscernible amount of time, they gone. And they might have just been narcissistic robot. They might have just been love bombing you. So you might be on a high and out of nowhere, they disappear. Right? So you are spiraling. You thinking you done something wrong. You're checking their location. It's off. You're crying. You're losing your mind. And you don't know what the hell happened. You don't know what's going on. You telling your friends, I don't know what happened. They just disappeared out of nowhere. You telling your friends, your family members, you're telling everybody what has happened, what has went wrong. And then guess what happens? The narcissist pops back up. And they don't just pop back up. They pop back up like nothing happened. They pop back up like you're crazy for even thinking ghosting you. What? They pop back up like you are crazy. And then you'll say, look, because you're flabbergasted and you're just confused, you'll say something to them you're like, where were you at? You never called me. You didn't text me. What happened? Where'd you go? And they look at you like, what are you talking about? You're the one who ghosted me. I've been calling you. I've been texting you. Did you not get my good night message? I send you a heart. I send you a heart emoji every single night. Or they'll make up a lie. I told you last month that I was going to my cousin's house and I don't have very good service there. What are you talking about? I didn't ghost you. I wouldn't do that to you. You're crazy. What's going on? You can check your text messages. I've been texting you the whole time. Your phone must be broken. You must have deleted it. That right there, that combination of gaslighting and ghosting, that's ghost lighting right there. It's literally when they come together. I'm going to tell you, look, and today we're going into a breakdown of exactly why narcissists and toxic people do it, right? Because the ghosting, they can ghost you, narcissistic people can ghost you for any amount of reasons. So I think we can all understand that, right? I think we can all understand that a lot of narcissists, toxic people, whoever, will ghost you for any reason under the sun. They can ghost you to punish you because you've been holding them accountable. They can ghost you for something, for this, for that. They can actually be in a whole new relationship and disappear. They can take a work trip where they plan on cheating, right? They can take a work trip where they plan on cheating and meeting somebody else. And the whole time, just ghost you while they're there, right? That's not an accident. Yeah, you don't ghost people. Let me say this first. Just because somebody ghosts you does not make them a narcissist, right? Because I know some of y'all might have ghosted them to escape an abusive relationship. Ghosting does not make you a narcissist, right? It's the intent behind the ghosting. You see what I'm saying? It's the intent. Right there, okay? So nobody does it. So back to the regular video. Ghosting is on purpose. Y'all know that, right? Yeah. Y'all know that. Ghosting is 100% on purpose. It absolutely is. They're ghosting you on purpose. It's not an accident. They didn't lose your phone. They didn't lose their phone. They didn't forget your phone number. They didn't break a leg or disappear, right? They were not in a bad service area for months at a time, a year. That's not an accident. They're not too busy at work. I don't understand that. I'm too busy at work. I can't take 5 seconds to send you a message. No. They are intentionally withdrawing their presence in your life for whatever reason. It could be to punish you. It could be because they have a new supply. It could be because you are the new supply and they're cheating with you, right? So a lot of times, sometimes they'll ghost you, like they'll be ghosting you to test you. They want to see you starving for that attention, right? They want to see you starving for attention. That's literally why sometimes they'll ghost you. Usually, like I said, this is what happens. And they'll ghost you. It's a power play. Because sometimes during this ghosting, they will block you, right? Not all the time, but sometimes they will absolutely block you to cut off communication from your side, right? They'll block you to cut off communication from your side, but you haven't blocked them, so the communication is always open from them to you. So that happens right there as well. It's a power play. They want to make sure that you know that they're in charge. They're training you to not do something. Like if you feel like it's your fault that they ghosted you, you're going to try to change your behaviors, but they're not going to tell you what's wrong. You're going to feel like you have to change your behaviors or whatever the case may be. And then just because you might still be in love with this person or you didn't get any closure, you allow them back into your life. And y'all know I tell you, if somebody ghosts you, you got to let them remain Casper. You got to let them remain Casper, the friendly narcissistic ghost. You cannot let them back into your life because otherwise they're just going to disrupt your peace, disrupt your life. And they just keep doing this. They'll keep doing it over and over and over again. And that's what ends up happening right there, right? So, but like I said, ghosting is just the first part. The ghosting is just the first part. The lighting part, the gaslighting part is where it really starts to mess with your mind. The ghosting already hurts you. It makes you feel like incomplete and invalidated and unworthy and stuff like that. But the gaslighting part makes it, the gaslighting part of it makes it really, really bad, because they won't just admit that they were ghosting you, right? They don't want to be the bad guy. So they'll just make up some craziness to make you feel like you're going crazy, to make you feel like it's your fault. I sent you a heart emoji like last week. You didn't get it? Wow, your phone must be going crazy or my phone must be acting. I don't know what it is. I sent you a peach emoji because I missed that booty. I missed them cheeks. You didn't get it? Because I was thinking about them cheeks, dear. You see what I'm saying? I told you I was going out of town, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? They're going to just try to gaslight you, to manipulate you into just dropping your guard or just not wanting to talk about it or just some type of unexplainable circumstance happen that you can't prove, right? You can't prove that your phone is not messed up or I didn't text you because guess what? I deleted it, right? I deleted it. They're trying to make you doubt your own technology. So you start looking through your trash. Yeah, if you start looking through your trash folder or take your phone to the shop to get fixed or whatever because they told you to, they win. They feel like they successfully ghostlighted you. They won because they're back into your life. And they can try to pretend like nothing has happened. But and that's because you let it back in your life. You cannot allow them back into your space or into your life because they'll just keep doing the same things over and over again. You know what I mean? Because narcissists love this technique. They love gaslighting you because it absolutely puts you on the defensive. So because like if I ghost you and at first you might be mad and upset or whatever the case may be, instead of you being mad, I've successfully ghostlighted you. Instead of you being mad at me for leaving, you're apologizing to me. You're saying, I'm sorry, I missed your text. I had no idea. I'm sorry, I missed your call. Can you call me right now to make sure it goes through? Can you send me a text message right now to make sure it goes through? And then guess what happens? I'm right here in front of you, or I'm not even right in front of you. I'm on the phone. We're on FaceTime. I text you right then and there, and it works. So you're like, okay, now thank goodness. I thought something wrong with my phone. Well, welcome back into my life. Gotcha. Now you apologizing to that person. You're apologizing to me, the narcissist, whoever, and they feel like they got you right where they want you. You see what I'm saying? They feel like they got you right where they want you, and right where if they get you here, it's you damn near cooked because they probably can do it over and over and over again with no end in sight. Because why would they stop doing this if it works? Why would they stop ghosting you if it works? Some of them will just automatically ghost you because, like I said, again, you might be the new supply, or they have new supply. They have new supply. You know what I mean? So now if they successfully ghostlight you, they can damn near make you paranoid. It really can. You start screenshotting everything. You start double texting me to make sure it goes through. You'll start texting me to make sure, like, hey, can you send me a message to make sure everything's still going through? You might text me the next day or call me the next day to make sure everything's still going through. That's when I know I got you. That's when your narcissistic partner, ex, whoever, the ghoster, the ghostlighter, that's when they know that they got you. They'll keep doing this type of stuff right here because if it's working, it's working, and they're gonna keep it working. Y'all. That's really how it goes right here. I know what you're gonna say next. Lee, okay, how do we stop getting ghostlit? Trust yourself. Trust the data. Y'all, if somebody really wants to get in contact with you, they're not just going to send one message or whatever the case may be. They're going to keep contacting you until you respond, right? If somebody really wants to get in contact with you. So if somebody comes back into your life and makes some stuff up about you missing a message or this happened or that happening, they're lying. You have to trust the data. You have to trust your mind. Because like damn near, when has your phone ever done that? You just use that. When has your phone ever had issues like that? Well, I've never really had issues receiving messages. No, some people may, depending on where you live, but how often does it actually happen? You have to be realistic. They didn't call. They didn't text. You didn't miss messages for 3 days. They didn't miss messages for 3 days. They were not too busy. If your phone says they didn't call, if your email says they didn't email, if your WhatsApp said they didn't WhatsApp, then they didn't do it. And so when they try to ghostlight you, like when they are successfully trying to ghostlight you, don't say prove it. Don't ask them to prove it because they'll just continue to lie. I deleted it. You deleted it. My phone must have messed up too. If I sent it and it bounced back, it's not going to be in my message folder either. Instead of asking them to prove it, just say, I know the truth. I know my reality. I'm not discussing this version of events. And then dip on them. Dip. You don't have to let them haunt you. You absolutely do not have to let Casper, the friendly narcissistic ghost, haunt you with their unfinished business. Anyways, y'all, what do y'all think about this topic? If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps reach more people. Drop a comment in the comment section. In New York City, I'm coming your way for a live in-person event on June the 2nd, live Q&A, mentalhealness.net/events. Go ahead and get registered. I'll see y'all in New York. Peace.